Hey, hey, and welcome back. Just closing up a few windows here. Get the background humming.
Kênh Hương Quê. Dạ hôm nay được dì Võ Thị Ngọc Trinh ở bên Mỹ là dì
Hold on.
gửi tặng một nồi phở chai và nước ngọt đến là con nha. Dạ thì con cũng cảm ơn tấm lòng của dì rất là nhiều luôn. Con chúc cho dì Ngọc Trinh có thật là nhiều sức khỏe. Dạ thì sáng sớm hôm nay mấy mẹ
Gotta love that Vietnamese language. Beautiful language, that language. Oh, I'm about to sneeze. Whoa! Whew. Nah. Hey, Bing. Is there anybody out there? Hey, come back. So, people out there would have just got the prompt. Poetry for Your Voice is going live. So, I'll give I'll just wait it out. So tomorrow is delivery day for a multi USB plug port. So it's a USB plug that plugs into a USB port that has 4 USB ports on it. and from that I'll be able to access the MIDI station, the MIDI mixing station, and give you some live tunes and see how it goes. Yeah. Head check today. Got to see some good people, some beautiful people. There, tech. What I call tech, or what I mean by tech, is tertiary education institute. We have Te Wānanga o Aotearoa Whirikoka campus here in Gisborne, and it's a university. It classifies and it's classed as a university, and we're privileged to have certain courses that run through our local university, Māori University, and so I feel comfortable there. I feel comfortable there as a Māori. I feel comfortable there as a person, and I feel comfortable that I'm there with non-Māori students that have been brought up in New Zealand, and more specifically to our area, Turanganui Kiwa, which is Gisborne to you don't know people. Yeah, and so the course that I'm doing is performing arts. And within performing arts, there's different categories that you can splice into. One is a sound technician, making people sound good, and I want to be a sound technician. I do. I want to be in there, but I have the opportunity to work alongside people, and that's the great benefit, I'd say, with working with our tutor, our kaiako, who's a great man in his own respect, Tyne Keelan. And but within the industry, within his 35 years of being in the industry, he's had the privilege of meeting other stars and knowing them personally, and actually, yeah, good friends with a lot of them. And the stories that come out um, from his wealth of information um, interests me, because I latch on to things that I'm capable of. and I had it in mind that I wanted to be a sound technician pretty much from the outset, really, because I have to change my approach to what I can do as far as employment is concerned. In 2001, I had a bad accident where I sprained my lower lumbar, um, and over the years, I've had just back incident after back incident after back incident, and every time I went to ACC, Accident Compensation Corporation, they issued me a new injury number. So I went to my doctor. I just had a niggle. I just had this feeling that it was about to drop, that I was about to fall over big time because I was taking on too much work. I loved it though because I was earning over $1,000 a week, and oh man, it was more like 1,200 cash in the hand. And so I was going for gold, man. I wanted to do the overtime. I wanted to stand at the table. I wanted to do as much as I could because as a single man, I had nothing much more else to do or dedicate my time and life to. So I might as well have been at work making the most money I could, and that was by doing butchering, working in the meat processing plant. So I'm a third generation butcher. My grandfather was a butcher. My grandfather taught my father. And my father showed me. I watched him slaughter 8 mutton at a time, and he did it so sufficiently that he was clean. He was clean, and it was a testimony to my grandfather. You see, my grandfather, he worked for, now what was it called? It was Waitaki, I think it was called, when he was there as a butcher. But they used to do something what was called a solo butcher. Now, what a solo butcher would do is he would take it from cutting their throat, skinning it, pelting it, gutting it, separating the liver, wringing it, and he'd do it. They pretty much based on a everybody's going to have an idea of what a shearer does, but a shearer takes one sheep out of a pen at a time and shears it individually each time. And they still do it. There's no other way around it. But for the butchery side of things, they've got someone standing up the front, and all they do is cut the throat all day, every day. And then the next guy along the line, he clears the throat and he hangs the legs up. And the next guy, he does another job, and the next guy does another job. And there's like, maybe 30 something stations along the line. And by the time it gets to the end, it's all clean and done, and it's passed through math. Anyhow, that's what I called work. And in the later years of my life, I was able to get a job here, but I was pulling out some overtime, and I was making some money, but I just had this funny feeling, this niggle that I was about to, my legs, my lower half was about to give way on me. So I was sitting back there thinking, should I go to the doctor? Should I not? And yeah, so I went to the doctor, and the doctor sent me to get some x-rays, and the next minute he says, you're not working for another 6 weeks. Well, it's been 3 years. And he's been telling me ever since, no more heavy lifting for you. That's it. You're done. No more laboring. I can't go to a building site and ask for work on a building site. I can't do any more concreting. I can't do steel fixing. I can't do any of the form work that goes involved with concreting and steel fixing and steel tying. All of those options are out for me. So through Te Wānanga o Aotearoa, and by luck, by chance, I just so happened to get hooked up on this course. This at Tech, what I call it, but it's really a university for everybody, but for tertiary level education. So I've moved in on level 4 which is I think is a certificate in performing arts, and we're due to finish on the 26th of November, I believe. So it's not too far away. Yeah, so it's going to be quite a tight December, January, March. We start up in March again, so I've got 3 months where I don't know what's going to happen. My training incentive allowance gets reduced, and I might just be applying for a payment holiday for some of the things. But ACC might, because it's been 3 years and we're at the final review, and my legal advisor, she's gone all out, and so I've been fortunate enough to be in touch with Wayfinders up there in Auckland. Thank you very much. And I was put on to them by a lovely girl. She was a lawyer here in Gisborne until she moved up there to Auckland, Bree Munro. Now, I had a specific gripe with the way I was dealt with by the meat processing company that I was working with. About the way they terminated my employment. So I had a back injury, and in the collective contract or the union contract, it said that they had to give me 12 months to heal, to come right before they terminated my contract. Well, they terminated it within 3 months, and I went to the Tairāwhiti Law Centre, which is a free advice law centre, and I asked them, do I have a case for unjustified dismissal, because they were supposed to give me 12 months to heal before they actually dismissed me. They said, yep, you've got a case. So I took it up to, but he says, I can't take your case on. I'm too busy, and you're going to have to find you a lawyer, but I advise you that you should go and see a lawyer, an actual. So I went to Woodward Crisp, and I walked in the door and I met Bree, and she did wonders. She worked wonders, but it wasn't until I says, because we were pushing the notion of unjustified dismissal. And because we had 90 days to lodge a complaint, and I was on day 92. And because it was day 92, and Bree said, look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter you're 2 days over, you're 1 day over, or 50 days over. You're over the period of time that's allowable to lodge a complaint, and the judge is going to look at this and he's just going to throw it at the door. I thought, all that time, it took me, 92 days to make a complaint, to go and see the Tairāwhiti Law Centre, get some appointments going, come back 2 weeks later, follow it through, pick up where I left off and all that. 92 days, 2 days out. And I turned my back on this girl and I walked towards the door, and I just like, okay, forget it. I'll go back to whatever I can do. And yeah. And she said to me, but I will take on your ACC case. I said, I thought to myself, what ACC case? So I'll leave it there, and I'll just have a bit of a drink. Lemon juice, the last of the lemon juice. Sweetened, of course. Yeah. So I will take on your ACC case, though. Thought, wow, I have an ACC case. So she brought it all out, and it turned out, yep, well, after a couple of months or so, we went to a review, and whatever magic she put on, we walked out of that little adventure with 11K. And I was thinking, wow, wow. And then the grievances continued. So shorthand, we figured out that I had an initiating accident in 2001, and all of the back events over the years were directly related to that injury. It wasn't a new injury every time. It was an aggravation of an old injury. So all of the claims over the years had to be redirected through that original claim number. Wow. Where shall I cut this long story short? It's 3 years now, and we've been going through review process and review process and review process. Actually, it might be review process and review process, and the third one's going to be the review process. Anyhow, where was I going with that? Yeah. So over the years, they've sent me to see a spinal surgeon. They've gone and sent me, which I thought, oh, well. So the spinal surgeon has said, yes, there's an injury, and it's more than likely, and those are his words, and that's why the argument continued. But anyhow, I thought that was the end of the argument right there. The spinal surgeon said, well, it's more than likely that every other injury is an aggravation of the original injury. And because there's no x-rays from the day that I actually injured myself in 2001, he said there's nothing to compare it, so it's not, I can't confirm that that's where the injury has occurred, but it's more than likely that that's where the injury has occurred, because there's no other evidence of there being such a traumatic incident to incur such an injury. So for me, that closed it off, but for ACC, that just added a bit more of a jungle to swing from limb to limb by, and just beat around the bush. So they tried. They didn't try. They sent me to a psychologist, and well, it just seemed to me that they wanted to make it out that, that it was all in my head, and that they were running the gauntlet at it being a psychological injury and not an actual physical injury, that it was all in my mind. So I went to the psychologist, and she says, oh, this guy hasn't got a mental injury. He just lives with his back as though normal people live with their backs, and people are capable of doing a limited amount compared to other people, but in comparison to everybody, we all do as much as we can do. And by the way, he's sane, and by the way, he doesn't drink alcohol, and by the way, he's not actually that obese. Because ACC has just gone hard out. I mean, hard out, and just slayed my personal character. They've just gone over the top. So we go to review, and it all ends up at the point that we need a pain specialist. So they send me to see the spinal surgeon. They send me to see the psychologist. Now they're sending me to see a pain specialist, which I saw back in January. And we are going through all of the literature to do with, and the jargon, and all of the legislative roundabouts, and I have this girl on my side, and she's done a stellar job. She has done a fantastic job. And we're heading into our third review. So hopefully because she's hoping before Christmas that I'm going to be on accident compensation, ACC compensation, and as soon as we get the weeklies sorted out, it's going to cause a bit of a hassle because of my benefit that I get. But the weekly amount will be so much so that because as of October 1st, I lose my winter energy payment, and that's $20 out of my weekly. On the 26th of November, when my course finished, I lose my training incentive allowance, and that cuts I get, after everything's been paid, my rent, my truck payments, my power deductions, yeah, I am left with now, because I'm on my training incentive allowance and I get so much percentage with my costs and recovery costs and stuff. I get about $107 a week to do my groceries on, get my petrol, do my groceries, and all that. So minus the training incentive allowance, it'll be down to about 60. That's $40 chunk straight away. Minus the winter energy payment, that's $20. So I'm down to 40. It's getting a bit tight. I might have to go out and live in the bush for a while, or my ACC comes through, and that stays at about $700 a week. I think we worked it out to be about. So I still get my $100 to do my groceries if ACC pays out and does the right thing and pays my compensation before Christmas. This is all just to let you know part of the story of what I'm going through, but the main reason why I'm trying to tell you this is I've had to change what I've had to do for a job all my life to something that doesn't involve heavy lifting. It doesn't have anything to do with bending over. So it's become a blessing that I've stumbled into this performing arts course, and I'm studying audio engineering. I'm studying sound technician. I'm studying production, sound production, music production, stage production, and I've had a couple of guitars and I've been picking away there, but I wanted to focus on classical, because not that I want to perform classical. It's just that I would like to be able to sit on the foot of my bed and just play something wonderful to myself, as just an inner glow of self-confidence after being able to do something like that. I've more moved towards the classical guitar than a piano, so each to their own, I'd say. Yeah, so here we are, and I sing a karaoke concert. I've got I'll give it to you in time frame. Like, I couldn't give you exactly the amount of songs that I can sing in the karaoke format, but it's around, like, averaging each song was 3 minutes. So if each song was 3 minutes, then I could sing a concert nonstop 7.5 hours. It's as many songs as I know. I haven't memorized them, of course, because it's in the karaoke format, but I don't want to be anything more than that. I don't want to be anything more than a karaoke singer. If I achieve anything else on top of that, like if, for instance, my ambitions to work for Saatchi and Saatchi come back and they say, well, we like one of your tunes, could you do something, are you able to put lyrics to it? Or we'll buy the tune off you as it is, but because you're the one that produced it, would you be able to put some lyrics to it? So I put some lyrics to it, and boom, away it goes. I mean, those commercials, as much as I hate them, they pay out big money. They pay out big money. I'm talking 250K. I mean, see, a company like McDonald's, or a company like Subway, or a company like Pizza Hut, or a company like Domino's, they got boku bucks. And for the time slot, the busiest, the most expensive time slot on TV, if you want commercials to run during this time where people, obviously the most people are sitting down in front of the TV and watching the programs, is between 6 o'clock p.m. and 8 to 9 o'clock p.m. on a Sunday evening. Now, if you think about it, on a Sunday evening, right, you got on the piss Friday, you may have got on the piss again Saturday, but you spent all day Sunday in recovery, hungover, and there ain't no way you're going out to get on the piss on a Sunday night because you got what? Work on a Monday. Just another manic Monday. Whoa, whoa. I wish it was Sunday. 'Cause that's my hey. So, and they're forking it out, man. They are forking out the cash. And how many times you can do it yourself? How many times are you going to count a Pizza Hut commercial between 6 and say 9? And it runs for 3 to 5 seconds. How much do you reckon they're paying for 3 to 5 seconds, however many times between 6 and 9 p.m. on a Sunday? Let me give you the ballpark. And this was years ago, so it could be double that now. Between 60 and 80K for 3 to 5 seconds worth of commercial, each commercial. Can you play when you're advertising your ads, your commercials between 6 and 9 p.m. on a Sunday? You are up there with the big boys. You are playing with money that just goes round and round and round. And it's budgeted for. It doesn't even cut into what they call profits. It's winter, like Meridian Energy, Contact Energy. Those people are making $200 billion profits these years. Everybody is hurting out there. But who's profiting from it? Energy companies. Billions of profit in a year. $200 billion profit in a year. Oh my God. Hey. Do you really want to be in them? Because a lot of people are suffering out there. And that's what you got to live with, really. Is it as quiet in that mind of theirs as you would think it is at night? Then when they lay down to close their eyes, are they totally unaware of Mr. Me who's just lost his winter energy payment and he's $20 short this week? Where's it going to come from? Hey, and then when he loses his TIA and he's $60 short, what's going on? Who's going to suffer? I think I've just formulated a plan on how I'm going to handle it when I get there. But yeah, we are running a fine line. This is the third review with ACC, and my case is coming up again, and we're going all at it, knock with the legislation now. And the legal advisor that I have, she goes, "Look, Isaac, before we even got right into the review of the reason why the ACC didn't want to or rejected my last claim for compensation. She said, I recommend that you, barring we fail this review and ACC still doesn't want to pay compensation, I recommend that you take this to court, because there's this option and it says you can take it to civil court. And she goes, I suggest you take it to civil court because the judge is going to see this differently. So although it's going to cost me another 6, maybe, well, let's not hope more than that, 6 months to be seen by a judge and for a judge to make that decision, the outcome would probably look to be more favorable financially. The compensation that he would have on top of what they owe me already by weekly compensation for hardships, for using up my KiwiSaver, for ruining my credit, for dishonoring payments, for just having to live with the psychological weight of it for all this time, the doubt, the public doubt, the public stigma associated with someone who's going through a claim with ACC for an injury, the whole got to carry on with your life reaction. You know, people can only be so sympathetic with you, and then it's just to switch off and carry on with your life. What else has we got to do? No, don't hold that against anybody, because that's just the way it is. You know, you can be sympathetic to a certain point, and after that, bro, I've got my own problems. Don't forget that, and I'm going home, and I'm going to deal with my dirty yard. I'm going to do the dishes that have been on the bench for a month. You know, I'm going to feed my dog. I'm going to clean his cage out. All that, you know, those immediate worries come, and those are the things that you have to worry about. Well, I don't actually think. No, I might have said that before, but I don't think I've got a poem that goes along with the ACC debacle. Besides that, I have too. Besides that, I have put my music folder in the truck. So you're going to have to either wait here while I go up and get it. Do you really want to hear a poem? Anybody out there? Well, it is poetry for your voice, so I better get up and make a effort and go and get it. Get it now. I'll be back. All right. So we've got to improve this Oh. Yeah. Love these guys. They're so real, man. So real. I feel the energy that these guys put into catching a feed every day. Catching a feed every day, man. Every day out there. Getting those vittles and chitlins. I listened to a story about a man named Jeff. Billy kept his family fed. Then one day he was shooting at some food, and up from the ground came a bumbling crude. Oil, that is. Texas tea. Next thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. Kin folks say, Jed, move away from there. California's place you ought to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is. Swimming pools, movie stars. Ding ling ding ling ding ling ding ling ding ling ding ling ding 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 ling ding ling 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 ding ding. Ay. Are you mad? Are you mad? Are you mad? Oh. So I should read my poems for the first time on, and then people will come to my live performances because they want to hear that one. Oh, is that how it works? Is that? Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. We still have friends. Sorry about that. Hey. Oh, my friend, the great and wonderful Natasha Olson. I have great and wonderful other friends too, like the great and humorously entertaining Amanda Milliclown, the great and wonderful, spectacular Stella Cristel, and then we have Jonathan Brick, who is the talented comedian that introduces us for the Poetry Society, and then we have Saraja, who plays the tin flute and the saxophone and the harmonica. And then there's Julia. She's a poet extraordinaire. Of course, the boss, Tyne Keelan, who is hooked up to all the people. Yep, and I'll get back to that. He told a story about Tukitani, who was doing the sound technician for a couple of concerts. Simultaneously, he was going from one booth at one concert stage, cruising over to the next booth at the next concert stage, and he was just, apparently, when it comes to sound technician, the man is not just a musical genius. The man is a sound technician, a wizard. Tukitani, tell me you don't know him. Oh my god, that's not allowed. Do not say you do not know. No, not that one. Which means It's gonna have to be one out of this one because okay, I'll explain why I don't want to read this one because I don't want the listeners, the viewers out there to be misinterpret it as some kind of internal anecdote acknowledgement of who I think I really am. What I did is I replaced the person with my name. Okay, so this it was written in the text to be something on the mind of everybody to internally evaluate themselves and the response they get from the public response they get, just the general public response they get there. Oh. Okay, so it's not me beating up on myself for once. Oh, well, not for once, but to explain. Oh, okay. This one's called Isaac the Asshole. There he goes. There he goes. Who does he think he is? Telling, saying, actually informing people of what he knows. If it doesn't rhyme, erase it in time and add something delicious to it. Remind him of his not so obedient life, the rebellious age. Yes, that's the Isaac we love. Get him to remember a time we healed him. Yes, that's it. Guilt will work just fine. Whisper, snicker, gossip. Point your finger in that peripheral of his eye. Now, don't make it that obvious. Say it now. Wait, now. Who does he think he is? Just out of earshot. Perfect. There, look at him walk by. Everything is good. Everything is fine. What is good. The rest will get what they deserve in time. Yeah, that's him. Isaac the Arsehole. See him walk by. I put my foot in it, didn't I? You're expecting two. Okay. See, this one was misinterpreted as well. Maybe it's a night of poems that I've read in public that have been misinterpreted. But which is fine because self-interpretation is brilliant. However I struck that chord in them, whatever it meant to them is massive, is huge. And for me to get feedback from someone and someone to come up to me like, hey man, you're a good person, bro. Don't go running yourself down. Don't go beating yourself up and doing all this and that and the other thing. And I'm thinking, wow. And my bro, he's sitting there going, wow. Anyhow, this poem is called Oh Baby, Oh Baby. I see the tear in your eye. Why? It is written on your face. But it's too much, the amount of intensity. I dedicate my love to you. It's your turn. Why must we be so polite? Why to each other? Why? I know you already told me. For me, you would die. Such a man thing to say. Oh, how sweet, she says. Take me seriously. I mean it, I say. I do. Grr. I need to prove it. No, stop. Don't. You don't have to prove it. You're more than a soldier to me. Please, oh baby. Please, oh baby, oh baby. Just live for me. Say to me, 1/2 breath more will be the split second more I need to look into your eyes. Will be perfect for me as the last thing that I think to say. Please, see that as the perfect ending for me. Battle it out. Don't fear. Don't look for the quick death, the instant life. Live it out with me. Another night with friends. I love my baby so much. Oh baby, me too. I would die for mine. Give my life for mine. What? Square one? What's the use in trying? She thinks, yeah, but why look for the fastest way to prove it? Why not the slow option? When you say that, you scare me. Am I that unpleasant to be around? Maybe. Yeah. So that's the poetry on Poetry for Your Voice for tonight. And I loved it. I sung a song last night. So I suppose a pattern is forming. We will put these back in their folder and find us a song to sing. In the words of Sean Connery, we'll find a song to sing. Okay, let's do what we do, okay? Maybe I'll try this one. I sit and wait. Does an angel contemplate my fate? And do they know the places where we go when we're gray and old? 'Cause I've been told that salvation lets their wings unfold. So when I'm lying in the bed, thoughts running through my head, and I feel that love is dead, I'm loving angels instead. And through it all, she offers me protection, a lot of love and affection, whether I'm right or wrong. And down the waterfall, wherever it may take me, I know that life won't break me. When I come to call, she won't forsake me. I'm loving angels instead. When I'm feeling weak and my pain walks down a one-way street, I look above and I know I'll always be blessed with love. And as the feeling grows, she breathes flesh to my bones. And when love is dead, I'm loving angels instead. And through it all, she offers me protection, a lot of love and affection, whether I'm right or wrong. And down the waterfall, wherever it may take me, I know that life won't break me when I come to call. She won't forsake me. I'm loving angels instead. And that's all for tonight, folks. I hope you catch up with me another time. If you weren't here tonight with me, thank you very much those who were with me for me on Poetry for Your Voice. Again, good night and thank you very much.